Organic chemistry. Organic compounds are the hydrocarbons and their derivatives, and organic chemistry is that branch of chemistry that deals with the study of these compounds. Tetravalency of carbon. Atomic number of carbon is 6 and its electronic configuration is 2 4, that is, it has 4 valence electrons. This carbon is always tetracovalent, that is, it forms 4 covalent bonds with other atoms. Due to tetravalency of carbon, it has a tetrahedron shape. Catenation. The self-linking property of carbon is known as catenation. This is the main reason of existence of such large number of compounds. Classification of organic compounds. Organic compounds have two types: acyclic, cyclic. Cyclic has two types: homocyclic and heterocyclic. Homocyclic has two types: aldecyclic and aromatic. Aromatic have two types: benzoid and non-benzoid. Functional groups. A functional group may be defined as an atom or group of atoms present in a molecule, which largely determines the chemical properties. Alkanes have double bond, alkynes triple bond, halogens halogen minus XFCl, ClBrl, alcohols hydroxyl OH, aldehydes aldehydic formyl CHO, carboxylic acid carboxyl COOH, acid amides amides CONH2, primary amines amino NH2. Homologous series is defined as a family or group of structurally similar organic compounds, all members of which contain the same functional group, show gradation in physical and similarity in chemical properties, and any two adjacent members of which differ by minus CH2 group. The individual members of this group are called homologues, and the phenomena is called homology. Nomenclature of organic compounds. Organic chemistry deals with the millions of compounds. In order to classify, identify them, a systematic method of naming known as IUPAC system of nomenclature is adopted. Names are such that the listener can deduce the structure from it. The IUPAC name consists of three parts: prefix, word root, suffix. Straight chain alkenes. Names of such compounds is based on their chain structure and end with suffix ane and carry a prefix indicating the number of carbon atoms present in the chain. Isomerism. Two or more compounds having the same molecular formula but different physical and chemical properties are called isomers, and this phenomena is called isomerism. Chain isomerism. When two or more compounds having same molecular formula but different carbon skeletons or carbon chain are referred to as chain isomers. Position isomerism. Compounds which have the same structure of carbon chain but differ in position of double or triple bonds or functional group are called position isomers, and phenomena is called position isomerism. Functional isomerism. Compounds which have the same molecular formula but different functional group are called as functional isomer, and phenomena is called as functional isomerism. Metamerism is due to the presence of different alkyl groups on either side of functional group in the molecule. Fission of covalent bond. Heterolytic cleavage. In this cleavage, the bond breaks in such a way that the shared pair of electrons remains with one of the fragments. Homolytic cleavage. In this cleavage, the shared pair of electrons goes with each of the bonded atom. Nucleophiles. A reagent that brings an electron pair is called nucleophile, that is nucleus seeking. Electrophile is a reagent that takes away the electron pair that is electron seeking. Inductive effect. The displacement of electron along the chain of carbon atoms due to presence of an atom or group at the end of the chain. Resonance effect. The polarity produced in the molecule by interaction of two pi bonds or between a pi bond and lone pair of electrons present on an adjacent atoms. There are two types of resonance effect. Positive resonance effect. In this effect, transfer of electrons is away from an atom or substituent group attached to the conjugated system. Atoms which cause pulsar effect are halogens. Negative resonance effect. In this effect, the transfer of electrons is towards the atom or substituent group attached to the conjugated system. Minus R effect are COOH, CHO, CN. Methods of purification of organic compounds. Sublimation. This method is used to separate the sublimable compounds from non-sublimable compounds. Crystallization is based on the difference in the solubilities of compound and impurities in a suitable solvent. The impure compound is dissolved in solvent at heated at higher temperature or cooling the hot in a concentrated solution. Pure compounds crystallizes out. Distillation method is used to separate volatile liquids from non-volatile liquid and liquid having sufficient difference in their boiling points. Fractional distillation, if the boiling points of two liquids is not much, they are separated by this method. Distillation under reduced pressure, this method is used to purify liquids having high boiling points and decomposes at or below their boiling point. Steam distillation method is used to separate substances which are steam volatile and are immiscible with water. Differential extraction. When an organic compound is present in an aqueous medium, it is separated by shaking it with organic solvent in which it is more soluble than in water. The aqueous solution is mixed with organic solvent in a separating funnel and shaken for some time and then allowed to stand for some time. When organic solvent and water form two separate layers, the lower layer is run out by opening the tap of funnel and organic layer is separated. The process is repeated several times and pure organic compound is separated. Chromatography. This technique is used to separate mixtures into their components, purify the compounds, and test the purity of compounds. It is classified as adsorption chromatography. It's based on the fact that different compounds are absorbed on an adsorbent of different degrees. Silica gel or alumina is used as adsorbents. Partition chromatography. It is based on the continuous differential portioning of components of a mixture between a stationary and mobile phase. Qualitative analysis of organic compounds. Detection of carbon and hydrogen. Carbon and hydrogen present in organic compound is detected by heating compound with copper second oxide in a hard glass tube. When carbon is present and compound is oxidized to CO2, which can be tested with flying water, and hydrogen is converted to water, which can be tested with an anhydrous copper sulfate, which turns blue. Detection of other elements. Sodium fusion extract. A small piece of dry sodium metal is heated with an organic compound in a fusion tube for 2-3 minutes, and the red hot tube is plugged into distilled water contained in a china dish. The content of the china dish is boiled, cooled, and filtered. Filtered is known as sodium fusion extract. Test for nitrogen. Sodium fusion extract is boiled with iron second sulfate and then acidified with Kong sulfuric acid. The formation of Prussian blue color confirms the presence of nitrogen. Test for sulfur. The sodium fusion extract is acidified with acetic acid and lead acetate is added to it. A black precipitate of lead sulfide indicates the presence of sulfur. Test for halogens. Sodium fusion extract is acidified with nitric acid and then treated with silver nitrate. A white precipitate soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of chlorine. A yellowish pipette sprangly soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of bromine. A yellowish pipette insoluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of iodine. Dumas method. A known mass of organic compound is heated with excess of CuO in atmosphere of CO2 when nitrogen of the organic compound is converted into N2 gas. The volume of N2 thus obtained is converted into STP and the percentage of nitrogen determined by applying the equation. KGELDHLS method. पता नहीं क्या पढ़ेंगे इसको. A known mass of organic compound is heated with conc H2SO4 in presence of K2SO4 and little CuSO4 or Hg in a long-necked flask called KGELDAHLS flask. When nitrogen present in the organic compound is quantitatively converted into NH4 whole twice SO4 and NH4 whole twice SO4 thus obtained and boiled with excess of NaOH solution to lubricate NH3 gas which is absorbed in is known excess of standard acids such as H2SO4 or HCl. Halogen's Scarius method. इनके ऊपर भी लिखा था जैसे नाइट्रोजन ड्यूमास मेथड या फिर ये वाली मेथड Halogen Scarius method. A known mass of an organic compound is heated with fuming nitric acid in the presence of silver nitrate contained in a hard glass test tube known as calcareous or stainless tube in a furnace. Carbon and hydrogen present in the compound are oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. The halogen present forms the corresponding silver halide. It is filtered, dried, and weighed. Done. Bye bye.